Hey, we're back here with Greg, and Greg, just to avoid getting hurt, hazardous communication can have a lot to do with that. So people, are alerted to things. And Can you fill us in on? You always have like new insights on things that seem like they're pretty simple and a slam dunk. Like we talked ladders, you told us how to be safe on a ladder. So what do you got for HazCom?
And again, another simple topic, to be honest with you. And again, in the top 10 almost every year for fines and violations, and a lot of deaths arise from mistakes by not labeling properly. So HazCom, or Hazardous Communications / GHS, Global Harmonization Standard. I'm terrible. Everything in my life runs in 5 and 10 year clumps. So about, let's just say 10 years ago, for the heck of it, I don't remember the exact date off my head. They said, hey, we're going to do the GHS. We're going to make this all standard across the globe. So everybody has the idea what safety data sheet should look like, which is SDS. So you need to be training your employees on these terms, and they need to know where the safety data sheets or SDSs are kept. So that's a question that companies are getting fined for. An inspector will come in and say, hey, where's your safety data sheets?
And one person says, what?
Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Or I think, they hesitate, and then they start making notes, and then they ask more people, and they don't know. And now they're going to want to look at your written program, because obviously your training is not right. Or maybe you didn't do any at all, or maybe you don't have a new employee orientation training. So now they start to dig in, and then the fines get bigger. So everything stacks up on something that's simple. Hey, where do you keep your safety data sheets? Or, because again, here's one thing I hate about the new rule, the GHS. They used to be called MSDSs, Material Safety Data Sheets. That started in 1970-ish. So for a lot of years, been training guys that work and girls that work in, production and hospitals and all over the place. When they work with chemicals, you go get the material safety data sheet, MSDSs. So now inspectors are going, hey, what's those sheets called? And they're, MSDSs. Nope. They dropped the M.
Oh, geez.
So I always tell everybody, go erase that thing, have a beer this weekend on the safety guide, don't drive, and get rid of the M. Just forget it. They're safety data sheets.
Okay.
So have a little bit of fun when you're interacting, because safety's so much fun.
Yeah.
So give them something, give them a story, give them something. So that's why I always mess around like, hey, here's the deleter, have a beer, get rid of the M. Safety data sheets. So just knowing where they're at, how to read them, and what's in it. So that's the papers that tell you how not to get hurt using a chemical. So that's one of the fines. Another one of the fines that people get a lot is taking a can or a container with no label on it and putting something in it. It's called a secondary container. So if you take something from a bigger container, 275 gallon road tote or 55 gallon drum, and put it into something smaller, that second container is called a secondary container. And it needs to be properly labeled to match all the rules. And the thing that I really like about the Global Harmonization / HazCom is the things called pictograms. They look like placards that are on the side of trucks, but they're called pictograms, and there's 9 of them. And it'll tell you, just taking a quick look, without having to read 16 pages of information, that thing is flammable, and it's with the logo, the flammable logo, or toxic, which was the skull and crossbones. So real quick, you can go, this is pretty dangerous stuff, just from looking at it real fast. And it's a picture, there's no words, so it doesn't even have to be translated. So it's kind of a really nice step with the new improvement, from 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years ago, whatever it was. And I'm still amazed that there's still companies you go in and you ask that question, and their people don't know where the stuff's kept.
Still, even now, they don't know.
Hey, where's your extra labels at? I have no idea. And then it leads to the fatality at work. And believe it or not, a lot of people love to take food grade containers, like a Gatorade bottle. And so, if your Gatorade and your bottle is that shape, so if I held up a container with no label on it, you would know immediately that's a Gatorade bottle because of the shape and the color, the cap, and then the raised
just reads
G
really
logo.
quickly.
It's marketing genius, right?
Sports strength right there.
For decades. So what happened, a couple of years back, employees were working with selenious acid. I might be saying it wrong, I'm terrible with that. But it's a blue looking acid.
I don't like where the story's going.
It matches the color of blue Gatorade.
Yeah.
They put it in the bottle, and it got mixed up along the way onto the tailgate, and one of the employees drank it.
Oh boy.
2 days later, died excruciating death from drinking something that's very toxic.
Wow.
And it tells you all that stuff, not labeling it. But that's why I always tell everybody, never use a food grade container to put any chemical in, even if it's just for a little bit. Buy a container. And I always tell everybody, what do we do with WD-40? We buy a 55 gallon drum, we put it in these spray bottles. WD-40 makes spray bottles with the logo already painted on it. Buy that bottle and use it, and only put WD-40 in it. So use the manufacturer's labels if you can get them. And most manufacturers, like Simple Green, they'll sell you a roll of their labels. instead of making your own. So just get the one that's specific,
Yeah.
and it's the manufacturer's label. So it usually matches the information a lot better. So those are some tricks that you can do to stop some of these silly fines that people get year in and year out.
Well, as usual, you got some simple ideas to take care of these things that catch people all the time. Yeah, it catch people off guard, even when they should. But Greg, thanks so much. And you can always find more great information and great videos like this at safetyintegration.com. That's SafT Integration. Greg, always great to talk to you. Always learn new things.
Always, Randy. Glad to chat me back in. Bud.
Great.
Thanks, bud.